We today know Tesla as the automotive market disruptor and electric vehicle industry leader, but it wasn't always like this. Tesla had to go through a lot of sweat and blood to make their mark. One of those sweat and blood moments for Tesla was a few years back. Let us go back in history and look at Tesla's infamous production hell of 2017. The year is 2015. Elon Musk gathers his top talent in a meeting. He wants a Tesla vehicle for the masses, an affordable Tesla vehicle that is not only cheap, but an overall great vehicle. There were 12 people in that meeting. These included experts in batteries, design, chassis, interiors, body, drive systems, safety, and thermodynamics. But the catch is that he wants all this done and dusted in 2.5 years, because he will soon announce to the world their plans to start delivering this affordable Tesla EV in 2017. We now know this project as the Tesla Model 3. In September 2015, Tesla announced to the world about Tesla's upcoming Model 3. We could get our first eyes on the images by March 2016. This is when reservations for the Tesla Model 3 would begin as well. Elon Musk kept adding to the wish list of the features the Model 3 needed to have. This further added to the complexity of the project. For example, Elon Musk wanted everything in the Model 3 to be controlled via the LCD panel in the middle, so there wouldn't be any need for any extra buttons or dials. He also wanted the car to be compact, yet have a lot of legroom for the people sitting in the back seat. Elon Musk also asked that the Model 3 shouldn't have visible air vents. All of these requirements kept adding to the pile of things engineers had to design. And it was easier said than done. Usually, automobiles can take somewhere between 4 to 5 years going from the design phase to the mass-scale production phase. Doing it in 2 years wouldn't just be difficult, it would be impossible, especially for a company that was hardly a decade old by then. Tesla simply didn't have the capacity to produce at such a large scale at that time in such a small window. In fact, a lot of the high-level employees at Tesla did bring this to Elon's attention. A 2-year timeline was way too short for designing an electric vehicle and getting it into mass-scale production. He wasn't asking the engineers and managers working at Tesla to do a difficult job, he was asking them to do an impossible one. But Elon Musk was adamant about making his plan a reality. He had promised a late 2017 deadline for the delivery of the first batch of the Model 3, and he was set to meet that. Accordingly, both his and Tesla's reputation was on the line. This was the beginning of the infamous production hell at Tesla as the world would come to know it later on. The public finally got to set their eye on the images of the Model 3 in March 2016 at an unveiling event hosted by Elon Musk. After the unveiling, it was announced that Tesla would be opening the booking of the Tesla Model 3 in the coming weeks. Anyone could book a Model 3 for just a $1,000 refundable deposit. Before the bookings started to come, most people at Tesla weren't expecting anything more than 50,000 bookings at the start. But no one was expecting how popular the Model 3 would be. On the day reservations opened, Elon was present at a Tesla store in Century City. Everyone was utterly shocked when they found out that more than 2,000 people had shown up at that single location to book their Tesla Model 3. And the Tesla outlet in Century City wasn't alone. This was the case all over the US as thousands of people flocked to their nearest Tesla outlet to book their own Model 3. Later on, Elon Musk tweeted that in less than 24 hours they had received booking orders for over 180,000. This was unprecedented for Tesla. As much as Elon Musk was happy on Twitter, the team at Tesla was scratching their heads on how they would actually be able to deliver on this. By the end of the week, the number had grown to a whopping 325,000 bookings for the Tesla Model 3. The interest in an affordable electric vehicle was overwhelming. In the end, Tesla had booked reservations for 400,000 Tesla Model 3s. And it is important to note that until that point, Tesla hadn't sold a total of 150,000 cars in its history, let alone selling 325,000 vehicles on the same model. Now that an overwhelming response had been received from the public about the Model 3, it was time for Tesla to start working towards production. Production plans were already in place, and Tesla aimed to deliver the first batch of Tesla Model 3s by the end of 2017. Elon Musk set a bold production goal to reach production at 5,000 cars per week. The absolute production hell began for people working at Tesla when Elon Musk came to the Fremont factory one summer day and told his employees that he had a dream that his factory was totally automated and not your regular automation. He wanted to reach a level of automation where robots would be making robots. Now, that dream wasn't totally out of the blue, since these days we are making progresses in things like machine vision that might soon be able to achieve that dream. But back in 2016, it was near impossible to reach the levels of automation Elon Musk wanted. Elon Musk had promised 200,000 Model 3s by the end of 2017. He wanted to do everything he could to honor that commitment to customers. In his words, Elon Musk wanted to reach such high levels of automation that it would look like an alien dreadnought, a manufacturing complex so futuristic and advanced that it would be impossible to stop and would look alien to the outside observer. And if this wasn't enough, Elon Musk wanted everything to be built in-house. According to Elon Musk, third-party suppliers cause cost overruns and mediocrity, and he hated both. By the summer of 2017, the date to deliver the Model 3 was nearing, but Tesla was nowhere near the production goals. This is when Elon Musk's famous production hell quote comes from. Elon Musk, when talking to the press about Model 3, explained that the major challenge we faced with the Model 3 is not really the product. We're going to go through 6 months of production hell. It's going to be pretty great, but it's going to be quite a challenge to produce this car. The real challenge, according to Musk, was that the manufacturing process for something as complex as this vehicle was bound to face factors that could slow down the whole process. If there are 10,000 unique components in the car, with production speed ultimately bound to move only as fast as the slowest one. Tesla had even erected a large tent outside their factory to set up additional assembly lines and accelerate production. It really was a hands-on deck back then. Even Elon Musk was feeling the pressure. He was venting frustration out of Twitter by getting into petty fights with other people. And it wasn't like Elon Musk was chilling these days. Elon Musk would show how he was sleeping inside the factory on a couch in the conference room. He remarked that he usually slept on the floor next to the couch because the couch was way too small for him. But not everyone shared Elon Musk's passion for reaching Model 3 production goals. A lot of people left and were replaced. Tesla spent hundreds of millions of dollars each week to further automate their production line and increase production. At a time when other established car companies like Daimler, BMW, and Volkswagen were slowly and methodically moving into the electric vehicle space, Tesla was hemorrhaging money. It was literally an automaker's worst nightmare for Tesla back in 2017. In the end, Tesla would only produce 260 Model 3s by the end of the third quarter of 2017. 2,425 more Tesla Model 3s were produced by the end of the year. It wasn't until the second and third quarters of 2018 that Tesla would start building upwards of 20 to 30k Model 3s every quarter. A lot of the engineers would later remark that the achievement wasn't getting to the production goals, but rather making the production of such a complex car so easy that it could even be made in a tent. Elon Musk would later recall the production hell of 2017 in an interview and say that it wasn't all that bad, and the media at the time made it more hyped up than it actually was, saying, "We got a lot of criticism for the number of cars we delivered in 2017. The area under the curve of production in 2017 was quite small because it was the beginning of an exponential ramp. Getting to 5,000 cars per week was offset by approximately 6 months from my initial estimate last year." No matter how much hype the media created, only the true Tesla veterans of that era can tell the real story about the production hell of 2017 at Tesla.